Hey everyone, it's your buddy, it's your pal, it's Karnak, Star Wars Armada Explained. Today I'm going to talk on a few different things and make an announcement. But first, I want to apologize. I know some of you have been waiting very patiently for the update to the Armada Reference Manual for Wave 10 content. I know I've been getting questions about how do certain interactions work, cards. There's confusion about how cards work for Wave 10. I'm almost done with all the Wave 9 videos. As to when will I get into Wave 10 videos, I'll get into that. But in terms of Star Wars Armada Explained, I do have some exciting news I wish to share. So, as I was working on Wave 10 and doing all the research that I do, uh, as we know, the 6 months ago, 7 months ago, the licensing changed from Fantasy Flight Games to Atomic Mass Games. And Atomic Mass Games, when asked like, "Hey, are you going to have any forums? Are you going to do anything? How can players reach out to you to get questions answered and things like of that nature?" Because their players have a ton of them, of course, with the with the game, and they've always responded as, "That's something we like to do, we're looking into it," etc., etc. And then, as we saw, Legion got their rules forum up first, and they have Atomic Mass Games, whenever you reach out to them, to say, "Yes, this is something we're working on, we want to make sure we're getting rules forms for both X-Wing and Armada going." But they never promised a timeline of when that would happen, just that it would happen. Well, I'd like to mention that they did reach out to me a little while ago and said, "Hey, we've heard that you're a guy who knows things, and are you interested in potentially, coming to work as a contractor for us and helping us answer some rules questions?" Of course, I said, "Yeah, I'm interested in that." And they're like, "Okay, give us some information. You're not the only one we're considering." So I gave them link to the CARM, to other document work I've worked on, of course, the YouTube channel, the video explanations. And I know they reached out to a few other members in the community too, very trusted members. And they reviewed all the applications they got, and they reached out to me and asked, "Hey, out of everyone we reviewed, it seems like you're the kind of person we're looking for." And I was definitely, pretty ecstatic about that. So I got the interview, met with John Schaefer and Luke Eddy and Michael Plumer, who were the initial John Schaefer's head of marketing. Luke Eddy, you might have seen, he's the lead developer, and Michael Plumer is also a developer of Atomic Mass Games. I had a great interview with them. They went over a few things with me to confirm the position. And they asked, or I let them know, I'm like, "Hey, I have a YouTube channel for Armada content. Is that going to be a problem?" And they're like, "We'll get back to you on that." And so then I was waiting anxiously for a response, which then I got a response that, "Hey, we're going to have you meet with the head of studio at Atomic Mass Games, Simon Elliott." Simon? I don't want to mess up her name. She's super nice. I think you do pronunciate it as Simon. Simon. As we all know, I struggle with Star Wars names, so apparently I also will struggle with real people names too. But yeah, you probably saw her, when they were revealing Armada content and X-Wing content, and Legion content some time ago. She's fantastic, by the way. She was great to have a conversation with, and pretty much was explained to me like, "Yeah, we know you have a YouTube channel and you've got some questions about that, and pretty much this is what you can and can't do." So, just to be upfront and clear with everyone watching this video, I do not work for Atomic Mass Games. I was hired by them to perform what is essentially called freelance work or individual contracting work, consulting, etc. So I am not an employee of Atomic Mass Games. I do not work for them, or excuse me, I'm not employed by them, and I do work for them, but I'm not an employee. I specifically can't list myself as an employee of Atomic Mass Games. But what is my role and what am I going to be doing for them? Essentially, I am going to be managing their online rules forums. Specifically, I'm more slated to help out with the Star Wars Armada forums. What that position entails is pretty much just if you jump on there and you have a rules question and say, hey, how does the concentrate fire dial resolved? I'm confused. Pretty much my job is to step in and be like, this is how this works, and I explain it for you. Because for Fantasy Flight Games, the developers got tons of questions like this. Very simple, basic questions. Of course, they just didn't have time to respond to all those kinds of questions. So it left some players feeling like, that they didn't care about the community or answering questions, which was not the case. They're just so busy. And these developers are definitely still very busy that they don't have time to jump on the forums that consistently to answer what is essentially a very basic question. So essentially, I'm hired to answer very basic questions. In terms of getting things ready for the forum, I am doing a lot of front end work to lay down some groundwork, making sure that if for any reason I discontinue or am let go, my services are no longer needed, that anyone coming on in the future sees like how order of operations works, etc. So essentially, I'm establishing a front end for them, which is great. It's a lot of fun to see kind of this process and what's going on. And of course, I don't make the final decisions. I give recommendations, I give suggestions. I am not the person in charge. I have a boss, and my boss makes all the decisions. So some people are wondering, well, are you going to be making changes to the game? Or is the game going to change to how you like to play it? And no, that's not what my position is at all for Atomic Mass Games. You can definitely bring things to my attention like, hey, I'm not sure if this rules interaction is supposed to work like this. And I'll be like, oh, you know what? You're right. I'll make a note of that, and I will try to pass that on to be reviewed by a developer. So I'm not the one making decisions. Again, definitely I can make suggestions. If my input is asked for, I can give it. But final determination of how anything is officially answered is by Atomic Mass Games. I am not finalizing any decisions. I am not making any decisions for them. I am definitely, what is outside my review is like, I am not able to bring them outside information like, hey, I want this new Victory Star class Hawk battle cruiser ship Trek Enterprise. Like, I can't, that's not, please don't bring stuff like that to me. I literally cannot do anything with it because they will not accept outside solicitation like that. And I can't accept outside solicitation like that. So in terms of like my YouTube channel, I can't represent myself as like I am speaking for Atomic Mass Games. I am not making decisions for them. Again, I'm an individual contractor. I'm just a peon in a cog. So you're going to see some changes in my channel in terms of like how do I speak, how do I represent myself. I will no longer be, casual in some of the remarks that I make, especially about Atomic Mass Games, just because again I have to maintain a sociable personality, especially in this regards. So moving into the future. About the channel, again, you're going to see some reflections in my tone and wording, and etc. I still definitely am allowed to make videos on upgrade cards, but I won't be doing any Wave 10 cards until you see the new rules form for that launched and we get some answers to questions, just because when I do videos, I need to be representing what is official answers to questions. I can definitely still state individual opinion of like, oh, I've seen this card and there's an interaction there that may be an issue. I no longer can be like, and this is how I think it resolves, because part of my position now means that I can't give personal opinion like that because it could be misconstrued as an official stance by Atomic Mass Games. So this means I can't really do debates anymore. Again, I'm limited in the amount of personal opinion I'm able to give out. Because they really want me to focus on giving the correct answer, and if I don't know the correct answer, point people to the Armada rules forum when it launches, or state that in the video, etc. So again, you're going to see some slight changes in that regard. Now to get to, again, the final thing about where is the reference manual update for Wave 10. As you probably kind of seen as this conversation has gone along, I've been asked to not work on that right now. So it was very close to being done, very close to being finished. What they've asked from me instead is, hey, we know you put a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort into it, but we would appreciate it if you would not release this update, because those kinds of answers to what you're doing, we would love to have instead appear on the new rules forum when that launches. That way, when that launches, people that have questions about the new Clone Wars content, it's right there. You can just be like, boom, look at all the answers to your questions are right there. It's official. It's all taken care of. It's no longer my personal opinion or somebody else's personal opinion. It is the official answer. So I've been asked to not work on the Armada Reference Manual anymore. That document will still exist in its current form. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to change. In terms of what the future for that is, that's in discussions. They did mention that, hey, it kind of seems like it would be great to try to take some of this and put this on the rules forum or in some other method. No promises were made. No commitments about how that would be accomplished, other than just like that's something that is in discussions. But that means that that document will no longer be updated. Obviously, if somebody else wants to start their own thing and do their own thing, that's their thing. But for me, personally, they did ask if I would stop updating that document. And again, the biggest reason for it is they want people to ask their questions on the rules forum and just boom, get the straight official answer and not get opinion or some community member who is blatantly wrong, etc. So that's, again, I'm explaining to you what the thought process is, and I agree with it. And this is what I've always have wanted, and I am very excited about, is that if I have a question, I can just go to the rules forum and ask it, and then it's answered, and then there's no more of this years of waiting or months of waiting for concerns to be addressed. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm super excited for it. I've been doing a lot of work. There's a lot of work left to do. But the whole thing that they are hoping to have, again, no promises. I'm not making any promises for Atomic Mass Games. This is, again, just what we are hopeful of. We do hope to have a lot of questions the community has asked that they have noticed on Facebook, Discord, Reddit, other social sites that they kind of have tracked it as I have tracked it, and we're hoping to have pre-answered questions or pre-answers to questions up there already. Essentially, like, as soon as you jump on, you're gonna see like, hey, we noticed like thermal shields or some stuff in there that needed some fixing, and this is some answers to that, etc. So that's what they're hoping to have done. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be that for every single card and every single thing and every single interaction, because again, their mind point is let the players bring the issues to us and then let us respond. We don't need to have an answer for every single tiny little thing, because most people aren't interested in that, and we don't want to bog down the important information with minor details. So that is where I'm at. So again, some minor changes to my YouTube channel are coming. Like I said, you won't see any Wave 10 cards until I have official answers for me to be able to explain. You won't see certain types of videos anymore, which is, it's fine. It is what it is. That's what I agreed to. What you're still going to see from me is, explanations on game mechanics and how things work according to official answers. I am not going to go back and update all my video days. Like, no, you don't need to update all your videos to conform to our standards. Just anything in the future that you produce from this day forward. I'm like, okay, that's great. And again, you won't be seeing any updates to the Armada Reference Manual anymore, and I'll be putting up an announcement on that. So yeah, I think I've gone on for like almost 15 minutes now. So I like to talk. I like explaining. I would ask everyone though to please don't if you know me on the Discord or just like, please don't come to me and be like, Karnak, I need you to make this change, and I want you to do that. I want you to tell Atomic Mass Games to do something. Like, I can't do any of that. That kind of stuff that's far above my pay grade. Like I said, I can't tell Atomic Mass Games what to do. I can definitely bring things to their attention, and if it's an issue, we can definitely have it in discussions. Things that, please, again, don't bring to my attention, because I can't do anything with it. Again, like new starship designs, new squadrons, new upgrade cards, that kind of stuff I can't do anything with, because again, that's considered outside solicitation for material that they have not requested. Things that I cannot bring to their attention: game balance issues. You might think that the new Providence and Thermal Shields are way too strong and they need to be nerfed. That kind of thing I can't bring to their attention. That's game balance. That's not my job. I'm there specifically to manage rules and questions. Or questions of rules, not that I'm managing rules. So again, if it's a rules interaction confliction, you can inform me about that and be like, hey, I'm not certain about this interaction. Can you look into it? And I will likely respond before the forums is launched. Yes, I'll make a note of that. We'll look into it. After the rules forums are launched, my response to any inquiries are going to be, that sounds like a great question for the Armada rules forum, because again, that's what the expectation is from me. All right, you're all fantastic. You know, I appreciate the community a whole lot. The only reason why I'm here, and I want to give a special shout out to Dresnada, Ian Cross, Steel Strategy, cannot get your ship out. I mean, there's just tons of blogs. I know for Krabic, you know, your YouTube channel is what got me into this. Master of the Fleet, especially. I mean, there's Fly Casual, there's Mercury Fleet, there's just so many. There's so many communities that when I first started, and it just got me into this. And then from that I was hooked in. And again, specifically, again, I just want to shout out Dresnada. He's just been fantastic. And if you don't know who he is, pretty much he was the rules guy before anyone else, and he put so much time, work, and effort into this community, and he worked really hard on getting answers to questions. And that is someone that I still work with, and we still hold a lot of debates about things. And again, Ian Cross is someone that was the Armada rules judge that I really we're still working together for LVO. I still get to see him on rare occasions. And just, again, I would not be here without the support of the community. So thank you. I'm going to do my best. If I screw up, it's like if you can replace me if I die or you find somebody better, which is, the case of typically how these things go. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope you're excited with me. And hey, I'll catch you all next time. Bye.